Welcome to this video. My name is Hannes and today I want to show you Wonderwall in 5 different styles, obviously on the guitar.
Today is gonna be the day that they're gonna throw it back to you. Backbeat, the word is on the street that the fire in your heart is out. And on the roads we have to walk unwinding. I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you, baby. You gotta be the one that saves me.
And before we start out, please check out my free lessons, which you find in the video description below. Check that out. It's totally free, no strings attached or anything like this. So let's start out. First of all, I started out with a picking
Today is gonna be
figure,
the day that they're gonna throw
which
it
you
back
do
to
without a
you.
pick. And chord-wise, we start out with a fairly cool picking thing. And we have this chord going on here, E minor 7, 2nd fret A string, 2nd fret D string, ring, and pinky go on the 3rd fret of the B and E string. And you do something like this. And this is the whole thing. So we start out with the thumb plugging the low E string, while you're also plugging with the ring finger the high E string. So you have 2 strings at one time. Then you plug the G and B string with the index and middle finger after that. So it's E and E, and then G, B. And then again the low E string, and then the E and B string. So let's do it just on one chord, on the very first one. Do it real slow in the beginning and get used to this movement here. The thing is, on the top 3 strings, you stay all the time there, and index, middle, and ring finger play the same on the same string all the time. The only one that's changing the string is actually the thumb, because when you go to the next chord, you go to the G chord, you leave your ring and your pinky where they were, and go with the middle finger to the 3rd fret of the low E string, and you have the same picking going on. So E minor 7, and then you go to the D sus4 chord, ring and pinky still at the same place. The index now goes to the 2nd fret of the G string, and you plug with your thumb the D, the open D string, and you do the same thing, see? But your thumb doesn't plug the low E string, but it plugs the D string, okay? But the rest of your hand, your fingers do the same thing. So E minor 7, G, D sus4, and then we go to A7 sus4, where you go with your index and middle finger to the 2nd fret of the D and G string, ring and pinky still in the same spot, okay? And now you plug with the thumb the open A string. And you do the same picking thing. So the only finger which is changing strings is your thumb, which is actually not a finger because it's a thumb, haha. The rest of your hand works on the very same strings all the time. It does the same thing. This makes it easy to remember. So you have your first style, or kind of I would call it like a picking, kind of like a Beatle-ish
Gonna be the
picking
day
style.
that they're gonna throw it back to you. By now you should have somehow realized what you gotta do. I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you.
we have a next style, which is kind of like a power chord thing going on. We have only power chords all the time, which I played muted and just with downstrokes. Today was gonna be the day, but I never throw it back to you. And you can play the whole song throughout with this. It's totally fine. I played an E power chord, a G power chord, a D power chord, an A power chord. So if you know the chords, just leave away all the options like E minor 7, D sus4, A7 sus4, whatever. Just take the root, the E, A, D, A, C, whatever chords are in Wonderwall, and just play them as power chords. Easy as that. And just mute your strings, which means put your hand on the strings so the strings don't sound like this. This is open, but we want them muted. Only downstrokes. That's about it. Then I switch to kind of like a reggae, whatever you want to call it, style. Which is based around upstrokes and mutings again. But I switch back to those more open chords, those which you find in the original version too. You know, the chords we also talked about in the very first style we just played in this video. I played this in the intro over the pre-chorus, but you can play this style, of course, on the whole song. Just make sure to know all the chords. I have a tutorial which I'll link in the video description if you have no clue how to play those chords. But today we just talk about the styles which I just showed you. So in this very case we have a C sus2 chord, middle finger goes to the 3rd fret A string and the ring and the pinky are again in the 3rd fret of the B and E string. And I mute the open D string here, which I like to do. So we have and I do down, up, up. And after the upstrokes, I mute the strings with my picking hand by just touching the strings. Next chord is D sus4 and E minor 7. And if you speed it up a little bit, it will come more closer to reggae. And if you play those upstrokes really short, it becomes more reggae-ish. Okay, this was a reggae style. Then I switched to kind of like a style which I call Behind Blue Eyes style because it's this picking is landed from Behind Blue Eyes, whatever. You know the song? No one knows what it's like to be hated. And we could do a mashup there one time. And it goes like this. We start out in this very example I did in the intro, in the chorus of the song, but you can start wherever you want to. You just got to understand the principle of it. We have those nice, beautiful, original Wonderwall open chords, and we have C sus2, and I play the A string there, then I play the G string, the B string, the G string, and then E, B, G, B. The thing is, I play everything with down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, and so on and so on. Always the same, always downstroke, upstroke. Keep that in mind. This is important because when you speed it up, it can become really distracting when you do something else. Make sure you work on that over one chord first before you put in those chord changes, this chord progression. Just make sure you just practice it on one chord, on the C chord, for example. So it's A, G, B, G, E, B, G, E. A, G, B, G, E, B, G, B. A, G, B, G, E, B, G, B. After you did that once, you go to E minor 7. The only thing you change here again, like you did in the finger picking style, you only change the root note, the lowest note. The rest, which is going on the G, B, and E string, stays the same all the time. So we have E minor 7, so we play the low E string first. And then we jump to the G string. Pretty big gap here, but it's cool. So C, E, minor 7. Then we switch to G, and back to E minor 7. And to C, E minor 7, G, and E minor 7. Take a close look where I pick the strings. C, E minor 7, to the G, and to the E. And my very last style was kind of like a waltz style, a 3/4 style, and this makes the song so different. I think, to me, because it changed the time signature from 4/4 to 3/4, it makes such a difference because it influences the vocal line also, because somehow I have to put the melody and its rhythm into a different time signature. But if you have no clue what that means, just feel and hear it. Totally different style, isn't it, in terms of rhythm. I use the same good old Wonderwall chords again here. So it's E minor 7, G, D sus4, A7 sus4, and a certain strumming pattern there. And you can base it on a very, very simple rhythm signature by just playing 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and always play an accent on the 1. Play the 1 louder. So it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then the chord changes to G, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, to D, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. Today's gonna be the day that they gonna throw it back to you. And then you put in, where you feel like, some upstrokes in there. If you feel like, play them in front of 4th stroke. So it's like 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. You get the idea? Before you do another loud, accentuated hit, strum, whatever, you play an upstroke. So it's 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Today, that's the idea behind it. Don't play it always on the same spot, but this is the basic feeling of it. And this is about getting to know different styles, bringing in your own interpretation into a song, which I think is really important when it comes to making music. It's not always only about playing fast or a certain note somewhere. I mean, when bands play live like Oasis, they never play it the very, very same way every time. There's always something slightly different, improvised, whatever. I think this is something that makes music special if you interact, if you're being spontaneously, and so on. So this video was about 5 different styles. Let me know what styles you would like to see Wonderwall in. If you're new to the world of guitar playing, check out my free lessons, which you find in the video's description below this video, totally free, no strings attached there. And have fun. My name is Hannes, and we see us in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.